Hey everybody, Matt here, and today I want to talk about the Astro A50 X. Now, there's already a ton of really solid and thorough reviews out there about this product, so instead of just adding another generic one to that list, what I would rather do is provide, for those of you out there on the fence, an honest, unfiltered opinion about this product from someone who actually bought it with their own money and feels every freaking bit of that $380 price tag, okay? So be warned, we're going to subjective town. As always, if you don't want to watch the entire video, please take this with a grain of salt. My opinions on this headset are as follows. I think everyone is going to be satisfied with the audio quality of it. I think it has the best microphone on a gaming headset, wired or wireless. I think the feature set does exactly what you would want out of a headset of this caliber, all right? But I don't find them to be very comfortable right out of the box, and I think that $380 price tag is fucking insane, okay? So that's my hot take, but I'm gonna get more into it. Let's go. First up, audio quality. I think most people are gonna be satisfied with the audio from this headset. I know I am, right? It's one of those ones that I'm okay using every single night because it works for every type of game that I play and all of them sound great, okay? I won't lie to you. I wasn't as blown away with these as I thought I would be. These have 40mm graphene drivers. My only experience with graphene before this was with the Logitech Pro X2 Lightspeed, which have 50mm graphene drivers. Now, the first time I swapped from a regular headset to one with those types of drivers, boy, it really blew me away. I was hearing sounds that I'd never really heard before in games that I play every single day. So I was super excited to hear that, the A50s had also decided to move in that direction. However, I found that it wasn't exactly the kind of same reaction. But let me just preface that by saying, as much as I might have railed on the Logitech software or the fact that you have to create a profile to download community equalizer presets, once you do that, I think everyone's gonna be able to find a sound profile that makes them very happy with this headset, okay? I spent the better part of a night messing around, and sure enough, found about 3 or 4 that I love swapping in between depending on what type of game I am playing. So give the community presets a chance. I think they're really good and they do this headset justice, okay? Moving on to the microphone. Like I said quickly at the beginning, this has one of, if not really, it should be the best microphone on a gaming headset, wired or wireless, period, which is insane thinking about how far we've come over the last couple of years. It used to be no wireless headset could hold a candle to a wired one in terms of the mic quality, whereas here we are today with this microphone. So this is the microphone on the Astro A50 X. In the Logitech G Hub software, you can go to the microphone tab. You can select between 3 curated presets, broadcast, competition, default. I'm just gonna leave it on default for right now. You can also go and get community presets. The one I have downloaded here is the one that's the most popular by a factor of 3. I think it had like 3,000 downloads. The next one had about 1,000. But long story short, this is the only microphone I've ever used where all of my friends in Discord unanimously agree it is the best sounding one. And I trust these guys. So when I do a blind microphone test swapping between like a PC30X and this, any other headset in this, they always pick the A50X as the one they come back to. It's like when you're at the eye doctor, the optometrist, and they're like, 1 or 2? 2 or 3? So I trust them. Obviously make your own decisions, but yeah, good job, Astro. Let's move on. Third, the feature set. The feature set does what I would want to do of a headset of this caliber. And I said headset of that caliber, not that price tag, all right? So you have the ability to have 3 separate systems. You can swap between them with the press of a button. You have a game chat mixer, which is just huge for me. I kind of have to have that on any wireless headset that I use on a nightly basis. I'm in Discord, I'm playing games. I want to be able to turn either one of those up or down. It has Bluetooth integration, so if I'm playing a game and I get a phone call, I can answer that phone call. My only gripe there is that it doesn't automatically lower the volume of the game, but you can use the game chat mixer on the ear cup to lower the game volume and still hear your phone call at max. It'll also mute you in Discord, so it does what you want Bluetooth integration for a phone with a wireless headset to do, all right? So good job there. So the last thing I want to mention, I'm recording this on the A50X mic. If you go into the software, go down to the settings, you do have the ability to turn side tone on or off, up or down. I love having it. It's a must-have for me on any sort of wireless closed-back gaming headset. One thing I want to mention, a bit of a quirk. Every now and then when I fire up the headset, this shows to be on, but it's not actually working. So I'll have to come in here and jiggle that. But other than that, nothing else to mention. Good software, nice and simplistic. I always say on my channel, if you've watched my videos, you've heard it 100 times before. The 2 most important things on a gaming headset are audio quality and comfort. If it doesn't sound great, and it isn't comfortable to wear for long periods of time, I will never recommend it to my viewers, all right? So I'm in a bit of a pickle here because I don't find the A50 X's to be comfortable out of the box. So first off, let's talk about the padding. I really don't believe that what they provide is anywhere near adequate for a headset that weighs as much as this one does. When I wear these for an hour to an hour and a half, which in my mind is not that long for a gaming headset, I develop a significant amount of pain across the top of my head, all right? Every other review out there seems to talk about how comfortable these are, and even ratings.com, which does a great write-up of this, says in their paragraph about comfort, they're decently heavy, and while this weight feels well distributed across the headband, it's still likely to cause discomfort on the top of your head over time. And then they go on to give this an 8 out of 10 in the comfort department, which is really confusing to me because in my mind, if a headset's causing you discomfort after an hour to an hour and a half, that's not great. That doesn't deserve high marks in the comfort world, okay? And again, it really just comes down to this top padding. This is not enough, okay? I decided to go out and buy a replacement on Amazon just to see what we're looking at. And I took it apart, and I mean, this is it. Here's the amount of padding that they provide for this headset. Now, well, Matt, what's the big deal there? What are you trying to get at? Here it is. So this headset weighs, according to this scale, 365 grams, okay? Whereas the Razer Black Shark V2 Hyperspeed, a lightweight wireless headset that does almost all the same stuff, weighs 280 grams. So we have a difference of almost 85 grams, all right? Yet somehow, Razer was able to incorporate a nice, thick, cushioned headband up top, and Astro could only provide this? I think that's bullshit, okay? However, I didn't buy these just so that I could return them or give up on them, whatever, because I do like using them at nighttime. The microphone, game chat mixer, all that stuff, it does what I want it to do. So I wanted to find a way to make these comfortable for me, and I did. I went out and bought some more stuff off of Amazon. Let me just quickly run through that for you. So what I did was I took the little piece that I had ripped the light padding off of, and I stuck some Velcro to it. I then went and bought a universal headband replacement. What you would normally do for a pair of headphones is you would put this on top headband, zip it up, and you can Velcro the new memory foam padding to it. So I took that and I took this, put some Velcro on, and boom, beautiful. Made my new little top cushion there, all right? But I still found that it felt like all that weight was sitting directly across the top of my head. So I also decided to go and take a look at new ear cushions simply due to the fact that these are super soft, okay? So they weren't doing a great job of providing a lot of clamping force to relieve all the weight being up top. So I bought a pair of Wicked cushions, which do a better job of that, right? Each action has an equal and opposite reaction. If these were the same density, you would expect them to be kind of compressing at the same amount, right? So a lot firmer, and what these did was provided a bit more clamping force on my head, so it didn't feel like everything was just being dragged down. There's some support here now, okay? So great, I did that. Then I looked around some forums to see if there was anything else anyone had to offer, and again, I found that most people find the A50 X's to be very comfortable, and I felt like a bit of an insane person, okay? The comments people were making were along the lines of, well, I find them very comfortable, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And, well, yeah, the weight's not well distributed, so what I did was I wear a hat or a beanie when I wear these so that, it doesn't hurt my head as much. Here's my crazy take of the day. If you have to go out and spend $50 extra to get extra padding or wear a dedicated gaming hat or beanie so that your $380 headset is comfortable, that's fucking stupid, all right? So that's my big gripe with the comfort. It really comes down to weight. But I also have a little bit to say about the adjustability. I think that this is not adequate for the adjustability of a headset of this caliber and price. I understand that these companies have a tough job making a product that fits 99% of people, okay? But these barely fit my head, okay? And it's the exact same complaint that I made back in 2019 when I reviewed these, the Astro A40 TRs. The first thing I talked about was the fact that I don't think this adjustment is adequate. This is the max adjustment. It barely fits. If you have a bigger head than I do, I don't know if these are gonna fit you. They were almost uncomfortable at first because I was worried that the bottoms of my ears were kind of curling up, getting stuck inside of them. And that was That threw me off. I figured for 250 bucks, actually, it doesn't really matter how much it costs. Any gaming headset should fit any head, in my personal opinion, but especially for this price point. And guess what? 5 years later, we haven't made a millimeter of difference in that department, but back then, same thing. I feel like I have to pull these down and then get them settled because the bottoms of my ears are kind of getting pulled up, okay? Compare that to something like the PC38 X, a headset with so much adjustability that at full out, the tops of my ears are almost poking out. Look how far down on my head it goes, right? So I understand that we're talking two different ball games with these types of headsets, but there is no convincing me that it would kill Astro to add a little bit of extra bar up top. I'm 6'4", 210 pounds, so if you're a lot bigger than I am, you just have a normally fucking large head or something like that, be warned these might not fit you, okay? Because they are at the limit with me. So that's all I'm gonna mention on the comfort side. The weight of them, the padding, the adjustability, I was not impressed one bit, all right? But left that banner up there, subjective. Because how can you talk about comfort with it being anything but subjective? I'm sure, actually I'm not even sure, every other review and comment I saw about these, people talk about how comfortable they are, so I know that I'm in the minority here on this take, all right? So take everything I just said with a grain of salt on the comfort piece. Where I don't think you should take a grain of salt is with the price. $380 for these is insane, okay? I railed against the Logitech Pro X2s costing $250, even though they had great audio quality, were very comfortable to wear. They just had an awful microphone, an awful feature set in my opinion, okay? And $250 was way too much. So in what world am I gonna sit here and say, yeah, $380 seems fair for these? No, not at all. In my mind, there's only one very narrow subset of people who could buy these and be like, hell yeah, that was worth it for me, okay? Here it is. If you own an Xbox, a PlayStation, and a PC, use all three of them very regularly, and have all three of them in such close proximity that you would benefit from this one base station to rule them all, okay, yeah, that might make a little bit of sense, right? However, I don't think there's very many of us out there who fit that bill, all right? I only use these with one system. I imagine most people out there only use them with one or two. And in years past, Astro, with their A50, made a Xbox and PC variant and a PlayStation and PC variant, okay? And they would cost between $200 and $300 MSRP new. Like, you can go get a pair of Astro A50 Gen 4s, brand new off of Amazon for $200 right now, okay? So most people fit the, I only need this to work with one or two system bill. So when they combine this into this one product, the A50 X with the super base station here, they passed on that extra price to us as well, all right? I think if these cost $300, that would have been okay with me, but $380 for 40 millimeter graphene driver upgrade, the exact same shape, build quality, and comfort that we've had over the last 5-10 years now, in the upgraded base station, like that doesn't make any sense to me. I think they are overpriced. I think that the sticker shock does not go away unless you just have $400 to burn and just money doesn't matter to you. Like, I don't think there's going to come a point where you're like, that was totally worth it. Like, in my mind, when I bought these at $380, even still when I use them a month later, I'm like, God damn, these were expensive. And I don't fully understand why. Okay, so like I said, if you have a use for this super base station, props to you. I don't think most people do. I don't think anyone could ever convince me in a sane world that $380 is a fair price for these. So that's going to do it. Subjective Town. We're leaving it finally. I think I touched upon everything I wanted to. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or really, if you disagree with me, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down so I can get an idea as to whether or not I should ever voice my opinion about this kind of shit again. Y'all have a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch. Talk to you next time.